All right, welcome. Today, we're diving into what's basically a blueprint for the future, pulled from some sources that lay out two really ambitious ideas. We're talking about massive plans to solve a couple of the biggest headaches of our digital age: how to get total security and how to create real stability for the people who build our online world. So, let's get right into it. Think about this for a second. So much of our lives are online, but all that data is constantly at risk. Our sources bring up a pretty scary point. New supercomputers can now crack passwords in just seconds. That leaves pretty much every device we own wide open. So seriously, how do you defend against a threat that powerful? Well, the first big idea we're exploring today doesn't just offer better protection, it promises total protection. A technology that claims it can make hacking completely obsolete. Now, that is a bold claim, and it's one we're going to unpack. But it's not just our gadgets that need securing. What about the actual people who are building our digital culture? I'm talking about the social media influencers, the creators. So many of them are dealing with really unstable incomes and absolutely no benefits. How do we secure their livelihoods? The second big idea from our sources tackles that problem head on. It puts forward this idea of a union for influencers. And it's not just about a new way to get a paycheck. It's also about providing completely free, zero-deductible healthcare. I mean, that's a radical rethink of the whole creator economy. Okay, so let's start with the tech. This first proposal is called the Quantum Shield. It's described as this brand new layer of defense that would work on every single digital device you can think of. The source gives it a really specific name, the Quantum Digital Iron Dome, or QDID for short. It's pitched as a defensive layer of digital frequencies that runs on a quantum entanglement network. That's that wild concept from physics where two particles are linked no matter how far apart they are. What happens to one instantly affects the other. This proposal seems to want to use that idea to create a kind of protective bubble for all your data. And where did this idea even come from? Well, according to this source, and I'm going to read this quote exactly as it was written, typos and all, this is a technology developed by an inventor who created the world's first touch-sensitive-to-screens of a patent. So the claim is basically that this tech comes from a mind that's already got a pretty serious track record of innovation. So how would this actually work? The source lays out a surprisingly simple process. First, you'd embed a special little microchip into any electronic device. Then that chip uses something called a QT antenna to link up with the quantum network. And once it's connected, the source claims the result is absolute. 100% protection, 24/7, 365 days a year. The secret sauce to all this supposed protection is speed. The source claims, again, with its original spelling, that the whole system connects at a quantum speed at 10,000 times the speed of light. Now, that is a staggering number that kind of breaks physics as we currently understand it, but that's the core of the claim. A system that's just so fast, it's impossible to beat. Yeah, just let that sink in for a moment. 10,000 times faster than the speed of light. The logic they present is that a defense moving at that kind of velocity would just preempt any attack. By the time a hacker even launches an attack, the shield would have already stopped it. And this really shows you the sheer scale of the ambition here. We're not just talking about protecting your phone or your laptop. The stated goal is to make everything digital, from your PC to the critical systems inside an airplane, completely and totally impenetrable. Okay, let's switch gears. We've talked about securing the tech. Now let's pivot to securing the people who actually build our digital culture. This second idea is presented as a whole new deal for creators. And here you can see the stark contrast. On one side, you've got the reality for a lot of influencers right now. Income that's all over the place, no real benefits, and having to negotiate every single deal on their own. But the union proposal, it completely flips the script. It suggests an income based on your followers. And maybe most radically, free, decentralized healthcare for everyone. And when the proposal says free healthcare, it is very specific. A $0 deductible. For any independent worker out there, you know how high deductibles can be. This is a revolutionary idea. It means no shelling out thousands of dollars from your own pocket before your insurance even kicks in. That's a game changer. So the big question, right? Where does the money come from? Well, the proposal outlines this new income stream.
The idea is that a creator would earn 3% of an economic value that's assigned to each one of their followers. It's an attempt to directly monetize the attention and influence that those followers represent.
And here's the most unique detail of all. That follower value isn't just some arbitrary number. According to the source, it would be calculated based on the minimum wage in the state where each individual follower lives. So a creator's pay is directly tied to the local economies of their own audience. Pretty wild. So now we have these two huge ideas, a quantum shield for our tech and a new deal for creators. But here's the twist. The source material actually links them together. The vision is that this new creator union would be the sales and marketing force for the quantum shield. So the economic solution actually helps launch the technological one. They're two sides of the same coin.
So let's just recap this two-part blueprint real quick. On one hand, you have the quantum shield, this technological fix that promises absolute digital security. And on the other, you have the creator deal, an economic fix promising real financial stability and incredible benefits for the people building our online world.
When you boil it all down, it's a pretty clear framework. For the problem of digital vulnerability, the proposed answer is the quantum digital Iron Dome. For the problem of creator precarity, the answer is an influencer union. Two huge problems with two incredibly ambitious and connected solutions. And that leaves us with this final thought. We've just explored a vision for an internet that's both completely secure and economically stable for its creators. These are audacious, paradigm-shifting ideas for sure. It really makes you wonder, what will it truly take to build the internet of tomorrow? Thanks for joining us.